So let me do this screen share. It's a fast class, so we are going to go through it quickly. So if there's any screens that you want to see the image of, then you can just pause it and take a screenshot and take your notes down. So, all right, let's get going. Back to school. All right, so I am a nurse, and I've got 3 children, ages 10, 8, and 6. We've used essential oils in our home for about 4.5 years, and this has been exclusively what I have used for illnesses that have arisen in our home. So as infections have come up, and whether it be viral or bacterial, whatever it may be, this is what we have used in our home. So the foundation for any of us, whether we're adults or children, is eating right. And we all know this. And it's hard to eat right. It's hard to get our kids to eat right. And there's some really great supplements out there that can help us to not have these chronic long-term issues that people have when they are malnourished in certain vitamins. So we're going to talk about each one of these levels on this stairway. So the second way is exercise, moving, and then rest and managing stress and reducing toxic loads. So we're going to dissect each one of these. This is what we're covering today, is this lifestyle, changing our lifestyle into a healthier lifestyle that is sustainable long-term. A lot of our choices that we make without thinking have some long-term ramifications that we don't always consider when we're eating that second bowl of ice cream or saying no to exercise for this day or this week, and just allowing certain things to come into our life that can alter our health. So this is what I'm very passionate about, is healthy food, especially for children, and healthy medicine, especially for children. I absolutely love being available to bless them with some breathe if they're having difficulty after they've exerted themselves really hard, if they're having difficulty breathing, just opening up that airway, or if they have a cut or a mosquito bite or a fever, any of those things, essential oils can come in and help to support the body in what God designed it to do. It helps to enhance these properties that the Lord has already put in us. All right, morning routine for our kids, how to get off to a good start each day. So there are some supplements that are very helpful for our kids for their brain development and for energy and muscle tone and growth, all of those things. We're going to talk about each one of these. The Lifelong Vitality Pack, this is the vitamin and omega-3 fatty acids and cellular vitality complex all put together. This is designed for adults, so unless you have a big 200-pound teenage boy in your home, your child would not need to take a full dose of this. But you could alter the dose for a child if they're able to swallow a pill. These vitamins are very, very good choice for them for healthy brain development, healthy heart. The food nutrient complex is loose packed so that our body can get all of the vitamins and minerals that are in the herb. That's a whole plant herbal supplement. Then the omega-3 fatty acids are from a very clean fish source, and that's wonderful for brain development and for healthy heart and healthy joints. And then the alpha CRS helps with reducing cellular inflammation and increasing cellular energy. So this is good all around for focus, for having sustainable energy throughout the day, not in burst and then you crash, which is what sugar does or caffeine does. This is a sustainable, balanced energy to have all day. Max, this is an herbal supplement that is for energy. And you might think, no, I don't want to give my kids more energy. But this is so good, especially during the teen years when their energy level just plummets and all they want to do is sleep. And they just, any energy that they do exert, it feels like a load is on them because they're just so tired. They're developing at such a rapid rate. So Max does not have any caffeine in it. And it helps the body to actually build more mitochondria. And that is our energy source in each cell. So we have little engines inside each one of our cells. And the more engines that we have, the more energy that we have. And we've got more focus. We have more initiative. And Max helps with that. A to Z chewables. This is a children's chewable multivitamin. My kids do not like this, so I have a hard time educating about it just because my family doesn't like it. So they do take another chewable vitamin that they like a lot better. So hopefully doTERRA will continue to improve this, but I'm going to tell you what's real around our home. Okay, the IQ Omega, this is a liquid omega-3 fatty acid for people that cannot swallow a pill, whether it is a child or an adult. You can take this and it has a very nice wild orange taste. It's not gross at all. It tastes really good. So this is great for heart health and joint health and brain health. All of this is developing in our kids. We want it to be as foundational as it can be, have a good foundation for them. The bone nutrient complex is for during those rapid growth times for our kids that this has calcium and vitamin D in it to help with bone development. Really, really good for bone breaks. So this one's really good for adults or children for bone breaks. And then it's really good during menopause for women when we lose a lot of the calcium that's in our bones during that time. This is a good supplement for that time, but it can be used for kids also. PB Assist, this is a picture of the capsule PB Assist, but there is a PB Assist Junior that comes in this packet that looks a lot like a pixie stick. They kind of take it like a pixie stick. What PB Assist is are healthy probiotics for our digestive system. 70% of our immune system is found in our digestive tract, found in our intestines. That is our first line of defense because bacteria and viruses are going to enter in through our body through one of these holes. So if we can stop it before it has time to be able to replicate and make more little viruses so that you get sick, then that is a strong first line of defense. These are really cool because they've got probiotics in them and prebiotics. Prebiotics prepare the environment so that when the probiotics are released in your intestines, it can latch on to the walls. You want it to latch onto the walls of the intestines. And then when something harmful comes in, like a flu virus, then you've got these healthy bacteria to fight that off so that it can't replicate. If we have a weak immune system in our intestines, then the virus can then attach to the walls of our intestine and can get into our body and can replicate very quickly. So we want a strong first line of defense. I highly encourage you to put your child on a probiotic. Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme. This comes from raw fruits and vegetables. They all have enzymes on them that help to break down hard to digest foods like beef or wheat, gluten that's in the wheat, or lactose that is in milk. So these are difficult for our digestive system to break down sometimes. And Terrazyme can be taken with your meals to help it break down. So that's been super helpful for me. I have a difficult time with dairy. So if I'm going to have anything that has dairy in it, which a lot of foods have dairy in it, then I will take 2 to 3 of the Terrazyme. And my daughter, my middle child, Ivy, has a lot of digestive issues. So she'll take 1 or 2 of these before a meal, a big meal that has dairy or anything difficult to digest, and it has helped her a lot. Okay, so oils to diffuse. So we're still talking about morning routines. You've gotten up and you've got their supplements ready for them, and you want something in the house to turn their brains on. And these oils are really good for helping us wake up on the right side of the bed. The Elevation, Lemon, Grapefruit, Lime, Citrus Bliss, and Peppermint and Wild Orange. We're going to talk about each one of these. Elevation is the joyful blend. This is one that I diffuse when my children are cranky and they just want to fight with each other about everything. This is my oil of choice for helping to calm and diffuse any anger that's going on in the house. Lemon is a very happy, sunshiny smelling oil. It's very cleansing. It's very good to wake up to lemon. Grapefruit is delicious. This is one that I put in my drinks. This is my drink right here all the time. But we're talking about diffusing right now. So any of the citrus oils are going to be like sunshine in a bottle. As far as internal use goes, that's totally up to you, but I would not take anything into any essential oil internal that other than doTERRA, because they've had the testing to back up that they are safe for internal use. And you can see on the back of the bottle the nutrition label. That is the FDA's stamp of approval that these are safe for internal use. There is enough research to show that there's been nothing added into these essential oils and that they are of therapeutic quality, that they're going to benefit our body and not harm our body. So just be careful with that. If you do decide to drink some in the morning or anytime throughout the day, make sure it's not in plastic, because essential oils are wonderful for detoxing, and plastic is a man-made chemical. So if you put it in a plastic bottle and then you drink it, then you're going to be drinking those broken up particles of plastic, and you don't want to do that. So I always put my essential oils in stainless steel or glass if I'm going to take them internal. Okay, but grapefruit's delicious. That's one of my favorites. Lime is also delicious, but I love diffusing lime. I'll diffuse it at night with lavender, or I'll diffuse it with Breathe. I'll talk about both of those in just a little bit. I use this for congestion mainly. This is, I will rub it down the spine of whoever is really stuffy and snotty, or you can put it directly over the sinus cavity. But lime is really great for breaking up mucus. It's delicious in guacamole too, and chicken tortilla soup. All right, Citrus Bliss. This is one of those that is like sunshine in a bottle. It is very uplifting and good to help turn creativity on. So if you're struggling with creativity, diffuse some Citrus Bliss. Peppermint is energizing. It's naturally energizing. It opens up your airways. It helps to increase your oxygen supply to your tissues. So this one's really good for before you work out also, to help your muscles have plenty of oxygen to them. But really good to wake up. Peppermint and wild orange are a great combination for diffusing for focus. I use those a lot in our homeschool, this combination together. Wild orange is very sweet and uplifting, and then peppermint is by nature energizing, and so just the combination together is very good for getting kids to focus on school and get a job done, have the energy to do that. All right, so while they're at school, during the school day, we can send them with a roller ball. So in most schools, a teacher or anybody else is not allowed to actually apply something to the child, but the child is allowed to apply it to themselves if they're old enough. So the In Tune bottle, if you see that, that is in a roller ball, and it's very user friendly. Just has this metal ball at the top, and so you just roll that on and it applies it without having to worry about dripping anything into your hand or it leaking in your kid's bag if they don't get the lid on right. So for my kids, I always make them roller balls instead of having the drip oils. So, but roller balls to send to school, combining that peppermint and wild orange for focus is great. In Tune is the focus blend. It was designed specifically with people in mind that have focus issues. If they need to stay in tune with what they are doing, this is the oil for them. It is strong smelling, so you've got to make sure that it's something that you like. Here's a fidget fixer recipe you can take a picture of. Improved concentration recipe. We're going to talk about each one of these oils very shortly. All right, some lunch recipes. Here's a fruit dip. You can add in tangerine or wild orange. You can also do lime if you prefer, or citrus bliss would be really good. All of those are really delicious. Frozen yogurt bites. These are really good. If you don't want to do the unflavored gelatin, you can add in chia seeds. Chia seeds are naturally gelatinous when they get wet, and they'll give it some crunch. So that's just a little added tip. Wild orange peanut butter sandwich. You can mix some wild orange and honey and drizzle that over your peanut butter banana sandwich. Here's a granola bar recipe. I've made lots of granola, but I've never made granola bars. So here's a recipe for that. After school. So they've been at school all day. They might be a little tired, but they still have homework to do. So we need them to focus and get this done. Sometimes they'll have sports in the afternoon, and they need energy for all of that. So here are some ways that we can help to support them. Combining peppermint and wild orange again. Balance is wonderful. We're going to talk about all of these in just a moment. Rosemary, frankincense, In Tune, serenity, and vetiver. Okay, balance is great for hyperactivity. So it kind of helps to bring people back down. If they're really scatterbrained and flighty and have thoughts going every which way, balance is really good to keep them grounded. Rosemary is great for studying. There was research done that showed that if you smell rosemary while you're studying and then you smell rosemary while you're testing, that the link between the information is stronger. So rosemary is very helpful with memory. Frankincense is fantastic for the central nervous system. I love wild orange mixed with frankincense. I'll do 4 drops of wild orange to 2 drops of frankincense in my diffuser. That's probably my most common thing that I diffuse for school. But frankincense is great for healthy brain development, for reducing inflammation. It's got so many other properties. I feel like there's a bug on me. Oh, it's a hair. That are beyond just talking about homework helper, but it is good for every single system in the body. This is a priceless oil. Here's a homework helper recipe. Homework helper recipe. Bedtime support. So if they're not sleeping well, then they're not going to be as focused and energized during the day for school. Here are some oils for restful sleep. Cedarwood, this is one of my favorite for bedtime. I sleep very well personally when I diffuse cedarwood. One of my favorite recipes that I've been doing a lot lately is I do 2 drops of lime. That's just to help with any mucusy buildup, any postnasal drip. I'll do 3 drops of cedarwood, and that is for the calming aspect, for helping them to relax and to sleep well and to wake up refreshed. And then ylang ylang, I'll do 1 drop of ylang ylang. And that's another calming oil. And cedarwood emotionally helps with community, as we're sending our kids out to community, just to be open to community and learning from people in their community. And ylang ylang is emotionally helps you to be youthful, to have that creativity, that imagination that kids are so good at, as long as we don't squash their creativity and imagination. So that's been my favorite here lately, is lime, cedarwood, and ylang ylang together for bedtime. Serenity is actually, they've got it on here as the calming blend. It's called the restful blend now. It was reformulated and they added in cedarwood and vetiver and one other oil that I can't think of what it is, but it's now specifically for rest. But I still use it for calming purposes. If I'm feeling anxious, usually it's on my way to a class, I'll start talking myself up and getting myself nervous about teaching. I'll put a little Serenity on. It just calms me right down. Vetiver is wonderful for hyperactivity. So this would be my first oil of choice for somebody that struggles with hyperactivity. Vetiver is a very thick and concentrated oil, and it lasts a long time. So you can do 1 drop a day, and you're going to get the effects from it for a couple of days. It's a very, very concentrated essential oil, and I love the smell of it on children. It smells really sweet. They smell so beautiful and clean. But it's a calming oil, so it helps to calm hyperactivity. Vetiver does not help me for sleep. It actually kind of turns my brain on, which is great for work. It's just not great for sleep for me. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. So vetiver has worked very good for some people in my life for sleep. So just know that's an option. Everybody's different. Everybody's DNA is different. All right, bergamot is the only citrus oil that I find to be very calming for sleep. I think all the other ones kind of turn my creativity on and I want to work. But bergamot is very calming. It's a very mild smell. It's not a really strong smell. I love it. It kind of looks like lime, smells like a very muted lemon maybe. Lavender is good for all things calming, no matter if it is your children before they go to bed, or if it's a bug bite that looks alive and angry, or a burn that looks really angry, or a cut that looks really angry. Lavender is good for all things calming. Roman chamomile, I have heard it said that whatever lavender can do, Roman chamomile can do better. And I love Roman chamomile. It's very sweet smelling. When I diffuse Roman chamomile, I just use 1 drop. It's very, very strong, but very delicious smelling. It comes from the chamomile flowers, which are very calming. If you've ever had a chamomile tea, but it is a little more expensive. So I tend to use lavender more than I use Roman chamomile myself, but I do love Roman chamomile. Here's a lights out blend, Sweet Dreams blend. And I do want to mention juniper berry here. Juniper berry is great at reducing fears, helping our kids when they have nightmares, or if they're scared to go to sleep because they're afraid something's in their closet or under their bed or anything like that. I recommend for a child that is struggling with being scared of monsters or something like that, well, first of all, what are they seeing? What are they watching on TV? Because we don't really naturally make up these scary monsters. Typically, we see them somewhere and that image is implanted in our brain. So anytime that my kids have these fears that have gotten stirred up, I immediately go to what are they watching on TV? What images do I need to get rid of? They're not old enough to be able to process that these things are fake. And I've had to do that with a couple of cartoons that seemed innocent, but they were causing my kids to be fearful to go to bed, and fear does not come from the Lord. That's not a healthy fear. When you're scared to do something that's good for you, that's not a healthy fear. So that's my first advice. But then my second advice would be to get a spray bottle, put some water in it, put some juniper berry in it with whatever other smell you like, whether it be lavender or ylang ylang. Let your kid pick cedarwood, any of those, but have juniper berry in it. And you can spray it around the room. You can spray it under their bed. You can spray it in the closet and make it a no more monsters spray or a monster barrier where monsters can't get past this spray. So it helps the kids to have that sense of reassurance that they don't have anything to be afraid of. Slumber like lumber. There's my cedarwood and lavender. I love that combination. Emotional support. Every plant has emotional support for us. If you think about the phrase, stop and smell the roses, that is there because rose essential oil is very calming and helps to put our stressors in perspective. And the same thing goes with essential oils. So some oils are going to be calming, some oils are going to be uplifting. So let's go through, oh no, we didn't go through those. Okay, so cedarwood, good for calming and helping you to be open to community. Wild orange is uplifting. So if you need some sunshine, if you're feeling down and you need some sunshine in your life, I suggest wild orange. Serenity and balance together are a great combination if you're having anxious thoughts. Vetiver is once again calming for hyperactivity and hyper thoughts. You know, just not being able to stay on track because you have so many things that you're thinking about. Vetiver is good for that. Bergamot is calming and also helps with self-assurance. So for somebody that is not feeling sure of themselves or confident in who they are, bergamot would be the oil for them. See, lavender is the oil of communication. For children that have blocked communication, they don't know how to tell you how they're feeling. Lavender is really good for that. Elevation's the joyful blend, so helps when you're feeling low, helps to pick you up. Citrus bliss is the invigorating blend. Helps you to feel inspired and imaginative. Roman chamomile, oh, I don't know that emotion. There's your homework. What's the emotion of Roman chamomile? I've not used that one for emotions. I probably should because I really like it. All right, emotional aromatherapy. doTERRA came out with these oils 2 years ago, and they have become a vital aspect of my home. So you've got peace, which is the most used of all of these oils in our home when we start getting angry and upset and just not peaceful. Put a little peace on. There's motivate, which is really good to get a lot of good work done. I use that for school also. Cheer, it's just uplifting. It helps you to feel happy. Passion, if you've lost your kind of zeal for life, if you're feeling apathetic and you just don't care anymore, passion's really good for that. Forgive is really great for if you've got stuffed emotions that you have not dealt with, and in order to grow, you need to forgive this person so that you can let go and move on. Do forgive. And I use this one a lot for my kids because kids are kids and they are sinners and they hurt one another. There's not a day that goes by that I don't have one kid that has hurt another kid. So I do diffuse forgive a lot, especially at night. It has juniper berry in it. And evidently it helped so much that I stopped using it because I haven't used that in a couple of months now. And I really, really liked that for my kids going to bed. Console is for someone that is grieving the loss of something, no matter whether it's a pet, a family member, a friend. You know, we have periods in our lives where we need consoling. So this kit has been fabulous for our family. And you can get them individually, or you can buy the whole pack together, all 6. Here's a chill out blend. Oils for exercise. Exercise and occasional muscle soreness. The deep blue rub, I think we're going to talk about each one of these. Deep blue rub. This is what I use for growing pains for my kids. It seems to work really well. The deep blue line is all for joint and muscle pain. So the deep blue oil is the one that has the cap, the black cap on it. That's a 5 milliliter bottle, not to be confused with that 10 milliliter roller ball that looks larger. I mean, smaller than the 5 milliliter bottle. But this is the essential oil you can just apply directly on if your kid has a twisted ankle, or sometimes my kids will sleep wrong and they'll get a crick in their neck. I use deep blue. The deep blue rub I use for back massages if their backs are hurting, or neck massages. For growing pains, I'll do the deep blue rub, like if it's their thigh, oh goodness, their femur, their bone that is in their thigh, that seems to be the achiest of most bones. So just rubbing that deep blue rub. And then the deep blue polyphenol complex is a pill. It's an herbal supplement that reduces inflammation, which naturally reduces pain. Marjoram, this is my oil of choice for range of motion. If you have limited range of motion to a joint because of an injury, marjoram increased my range of motion more than any other oil did when I had an injured joint. Lemongrass, I like lemongrass a lot for ligament damage. Sorry, my husband just got home. That's what that big loud truck is. Ligament damage, but also for bone pain and bone breaks, any kind of joint or muscle pain. This one's a really good for pain relief. Okay, healthy home environment. This is a great way that we as parents can help our kids, because unfortunately sometimes we do things that we think are helpful and they're harmful. And this is one of those things. We think we're cleaning our house, but what we're actually doing is adding harmful chemicals that our bodies have to process and get rid of. So here are some of the personal care products that doTERRA has. Instead of putting chemical laden moisturizers on or toothpaste. So let's just go through these. We've got the shampoo and conditioner. Love this. My family has used this shampoo and conditioner for the last 4 years. Works really well. I like right beside it is a bottle called Root to Tip Serum. That works really great for an itchy scalp and thinning hair. I don't really like the glaze, the Healthy Hold glaze, because it doesn't hold these curls. But for somebody that doesn't need as much hold as I do, it'd be really good. The HD Clear line is for pimples. That is for people that have acne. The Virage skincare line, that's the 4 bottles there that you see, that is for normal skin, but this is my favorite facial line that they have. It works amazing, and it's only $80, which is really surprising. And the HD Clear is not expensive either. I think it's like $45 maybe for all 3 of those bottles. You get the whole line, and they both work so good. And then you've got the doTERRA On Guard toothpaste. This is our family's favorite toothpaste. Once you try it, you'll probably never go back to the store-bought kind. This is so good. On Guard is so wonderful. We're going to talk more about it in just a little bit. The On Guard is so wonderful for healthy oral cavity. So it helps to kill the bacteria that causes gingivitis and helps you to have healthy gums. It's just really great. I love the soap. Works wonders, but it's expensive, so I don't really buy it that much. All right, cleaning. Melaleuca, Purify, Lemon, On Guard, and Cinnamon. So we're going to run through these. Melaleuca is great for cleaning anything that is like a fungal issue, like a moist area. Melaleuca is great at killing fungus. It's also, this is what I use on my face for pimples. I had one come up the other day that I've been putting Melaleuca on, and I just put it, I'll just tip the bottle over and have some on my finger and just put it directly on. Works great on pimples. It's also really great at keeping lice away. Lice do not like Melaleuca. So you can put a couple drops in your shampoo and wash your hair with Melaleuca, or you can have a spray that you spray on the back of your neck to keep lice away, which is very helpful. Melaleuca is also great for athlete's foot, any kind of fungal issue. Melaleuca is really good for. Purify. I love cleaning with Purify. I put this on my dryer balls in my dryer to help neutralize odors. I love the way that it smells. And we diffuse this a lot also. This morning I diffused it. I had an onion that was going bad in my cabinet, and it just stunk when I got up this morning. So I found it and I diffused Purify, because that will just break up an odor that's in the air. It works really great. Also really good for shoes. If you've got stinky shoes, you can spray this in it, or that Melaleuca. On Guard. So there's a whole On Guard line also to help protect us from environmental threats. So the On Guard Protective Blend is an essential oil, a 15 milliliter bottle of a blend, a mix, and it helps to boost your immune system and to fight off harmful bacteria and viruses. And then the On Guard Cleaning Concentrate, just a little bit goes a long way. It's like 2 tablespoons, I believe, for a 24 ounce spray bottle. So you just fill it up with water and you add 2 tablespoons of that On Guard Cleaning Concentrate. So it goes a really long way. This is what I've been cleaning my bathroom with for the last couple of years. And I still have a little less than half a bottle left, but I've had it for several years. It lasts a long time. The laundry detergent, it does work really great. I mainly use it for my hand washables now at this point, but it's also small and compact, so really nice. Cinnamon, there is a sentence in the Modern Essentials book that says there's no virus, bacteria, parasite, or fungus that can live in the presence of cinnamon essential oil. So cinnamon's kind of a big dog. It is spicy. It smells amazing. I typically don't clean with cinnamon myself because it's in On Guard, and I like cleaning with On Guard a lot. Cinnamon is more expensive pound for pound than On Guard is, so that's why I stay away from cinnamon. But it's a great cleanser. Okay, immune support for our body. We have these little On Guard beadlets, and this is what I give to my kids. They can either swallow it down, they can just take one a day, swallow it down to help to fight off those, whatever it is that they've taken in orally that day. Or if I want it to coat their throat or to be in their mouth, I'll get them to bite it and then swallow it down, and then that will coat their throat. And that has helped so many times with potential strep issues. Just taking this On Guard beadlet with some water, maybe mixing it with a little bit of honey, helps so much. But these oils over here, the On Guard, oregano, lemon, and melaleuca, these 4 have been the primary reason that my kids have not had to go to the doctor in 4.5 years. So I make up a roller ball, one of those 10 milliliter roller balls, and I'll put 14 drops of On Guard, 10 drops oregano, 18 drops of lemon, and 14 drops of melaleuca. Then I fill the roller ball the rest of the way up with fractionated coconut oil. And that is what I apply to them as often as I can, probably every 2 to 3 hours when they are sick. So this is what I use when they are sick. I'll do just the On Guard beadlets for prevention throughout the year, but when they are sick, this is the recipe that I use. All right, oregano is one of the most powerful antimicrobials in nature. Very powerful, very strong, very concentrated. You need to dilute oregano with a carrier oil. And by dilute, I don't mean that it lessens its effect. I mean that it still has the same amount of molecules in it, but you're just carrying those molecules over a larger surface area. So a carrier oil would be olive oil or coconut oil or grapeseed oil or fractionated coconut oil, any of those. Seasonal and respiratory support, lemon, lavender, and peppermint. You can diffuse it. You can do it topically, or you can do it internally for pollen issues. If you've got like springtime or even fall time, I've got some allergies that have been coming up here lately, and lemon, lavender, and peppermint are fabulous for pollen issues. I will make a roller ball of that for my kids, and I use this as well. Do 20 drops of each, lemon, lavender, and peppermint, 20 drops of each, fill it up with fractionated coconut oil. If you have really bad allergies, I do recommend internal. You can start with 1 drop of each and work your way up to 2 drops of each, and you can take that as often as you need, every couple of hours. They do have the Tri-Ease soft gels. I think I have a picture of this. Yes. This has lemon, lavender, and peppermint in the soft gel, 2 drops of each. So this is for internal use if you've got seasonal issues. Breathe is wonderful for opening up your airway, especially if you've got like exercise-induced asthma or just breathing issues, whether it be from pollen or overexertion, anything like that. Breathe is fantastic for opening up your airways and breaking up mucus. We diffuse this at night for snoring, and it just helps you have a deeper sleep. I don't know if there's more oxygen to your brain or what. That's my theory, but it works well to help you sleep deeply. There's a breathe stick that just rolls on if you want it to stay on the chest for a longer period of time. And then the breathe throat lozenges are great if you have a sinus infection or just respiratory issues and they're draining into your throat and causing a sore throat. Healthy sinuses and airways. Breathe in the diffuser on chest, feet, in the shower. Digest Zen. Digest Zen is, we're going to talk about that with the digestive part in just a minute, but Digest Zen helps to break up mucus, which works well for the digestive tract, but it also works well for the respiratory tract. The tissue that is inside of our mouth and esophagus and stomach and intestines, that is the same tissue that is in our trachea and our lungs. So when one thing is affecting our stomach, let's say we eat dairy and it causes mucus, in our stomach. It also causes mucus in our airways, and we can have a lot of, I am so itchy out here. Sorry, this is my allergies acting up. But it's so beautiful today. I just wanted to be outside. But digestion helps to break up mucus, whether it's in your nasal passage or your stomach. Frankincense is also good for breaking up mucus. Peppermint, spearmint, eucalyptus, and wintergreen are wonderful for opening up the airways. Past tense on the side of the neck is also really good for opening up the airways. Calming respiratory inflammation, really good. Oh, my nose is so itchy. I need my lemon, lavender, and peppermint. All right, On Guard protective drops for the throat support. If you have an isolated throat issue, if it's not due to sinuses draining, I would recommend On Guard. But if it is a respiratory issue that's just draining and hurting your throat, I would recommend the Breathe. You can also put a drop of On Guard or a drop of lemon in a teaspoon of honey. What I do for my son is I will make a little bit of warm water, put a teaspoon of honey in it, and 1 to 2 drops of lemon essential oil. And he loves it. That's his lemon tea. Anytime he's not feeling great, that's what he asks for, is his lemon tea. But you can also do that with On Guard as well. An On Guard throat gargle, you can swish with On Guard and you can swallow it down. Helps to boost your immune system and kill any harmful bacteria. Here's the recipe for the On Guard throat gargle. This would be a little strong for kids. I personally just do a drop or 2 of On Guard, and that's my throat gargle. But you can do it with the clove, lemon, and frankincense added also. All right, digestive support. Digestin is good for every single issue you can think of from here to the backside. You can't see my backside, which is good. So whether it be heartburn or gas or bloating, constipation, diarrhea, any issue that you have digestively, digestin helps to support and balance out. That's how it can help with constipation and diarrhea. It's a balancer, and it works very well and very quickly with your body. Ginger, wait, oh, sorry, I missed this page. Okay, so digestin, there's the digestin oil. If you want to take it internal, they have it in a soft gel. Digestin, I think there's 2 drops in each of the little gel capsules. And then they have the chewable digestin tablets. And that is the digestin essential oil mixed with calcium carbonate to neutralize stomach acid. Ginger has been shown to calm the gag reflex. So if you're nauseous, if you're going on a road trip, you can literally just sniff ginger out of the bottle and it will calm your nausea and your gag reflex. Here's a motion sickness blend, peppermint, ginger, and digestin. Our ear discomfort. Basil and melaleuca rolled behind the ears. I would like to add in there lavender, but melaleuca and lavender are really, really great for ear infections. And then basil's really great for ear pain, for the discomfort that comes with the inflammation in the ear, whether that be from water being on your ear or infection being in your inner ear. Basil, melaleuca, you never want to put any essential oil dropped in your ear because the eardrum is just too thin of a tissue to be able to tolerate such concentrated molecules. So just put it on a cotton ball and roll it all around. Or if you don't have a cotton ball, just put a little on your fingers and you can rub it all around the outside of your ear. And it works so fast getting absorbed into the tissue there because it's plant-based and because the molecules are so small. And the body just recognizes it and lets it go to work to help to support the body's immune system and to help stop that bacteria or virus from being able to replicate and grow larger, grow into a bigger infection. Past tense can also help an ear infection. Helichrysum is a great anti-inflammatory, so it helps with pain, but that's not what I use helichrysum for. Helichrysum is my trauma oil. Every kid goes through traumas. They're so active. So whether that be a head trauma or a big bruise or, a bad fall, I use helichrysum all the time. I carry it in my bag with me because I use it so often for any kind of bleeding issue. I use helichrysum. It helps to stop bleeding. Juniper berry is also really good for ear infections. I keep doing this. I'm talking about the first page and I miss these. So here's some information on basil. Past tense. Past tense is great for tension headaches also. Helichrysum is my trauma oil, told you about. Juniper berry is great for the ears. Remember, it's great for fears, but it's also great for kidney and bladder support. So if you've got a child that's doing frequent urinations or possibly a infection down there, you can apply juniper berry often over the bladder to help to support that. All right, here is a dilution chart for you. You can see off to the side of the dilution chart, it says 0 to 12 months need to be in the range of 0.5% to a 2% concentration. My kids fall into the 6 to 11-year-old range. So for a roller ball, I prefer the 10 milliliter roller ball. I would go anywhere from a 5% dilution to a 25% dilution for them. So if I'm doing, let's say I'm making up something for ear discomfort and I'm doing melaleuca and lavender in a roller ball, then 1/4 of that bottle is going to be the essential oil and the rest of it is going to be fractionated coconut oil. Okay, so you can just base that dilution chart on your child's age. doTERRA came out with the Touch line 2 years ago, and this is primarily what I carry around. I used to make all kinds of roller balls when I first started doing this, and since they came out with this Touch line, I just don't have to make the roller balls like I used to. I still make my allergy blend, and I make that immune boosting blend that I told you with the On Guard, oregano, lemon, and melaleuca. I still make that, but that's really it. Everything else comes from this Touch line. This is the essential oil, and it's already got the fractionated coconut oil in it based on a child's dilution rate. So I've not had any of my kids have any skin sensitivities to any of the Touch line. So everybody's different, but I really, really like the Touch line here that they provide for kids. Here's some ideas for teachers' gifts. Hand sanitizer. If you don't want to make your own hand sanitizer, doTERRA has a fabulous spray hand sanitizer. And I think that would be a great teacher's gift as they're with so many kids all day long. And sorry, I got to reposition. And hand sanitizers, I think, would be highly valued by a teacher. If you want to go in as a class to get a teacher a gift, you can get the emotional aromatherapy kit. It comes with all 6 of the emotional aromatherapy oils plus a diffuser. All right, and then this month only, we're going to finish out the month of August. For any 200 in product value order, so that's $200 worth of essential oils, you get these 2 free essential oils that have never before been available here in America. So these oils come from New Zealand. Manuka comes from New Zealand, and it's very floral. It comes from the Manuka flower. It smells fabulous. And then Litsea comes from China. And they're both really great for skin, really great for the immune system, but they come for free with every order that is placed in the month of August that is 200 in product value or more. So really great deal. All right, let's see if I can get back out. Okay, there we are. All right, that's the end of our presentation. Please let me know if you've got any questions. I would love to work with you if you want to have a personal wellness consult and figure out specifically what we could do to help you and help your family. I would love to get to work with you. This is my passion. This is what I love doing. I love healthcare. I love working with kids. I love working with moms and dads. And it would be an honor and a privilege. So thank you guys. God bless you. And I look forward to working with you soon.